I hear the statements by some American officials saying that, you can't possibly beat Russia. I mean, Russia is so much bigger, and, you need to give in to Russia because it's not beatable, which is not true, by the way. But then you're trying to signal to your Asian counterparts that that if China is attacking them, then you are there. But China is so much bigger economy than Russia is, with so much bigger military than Russia is. So if you're saying that you're not able to beat, that we collectively are not able to really pressure Russia so much that it would have an effect, because then how do you say that you're able to take on China?
This is my video update on this Sunday afternoon, March the 2nd, coming to you from Athens, Greece. Let's talk about some news. And let's start things off with Elensky in London. So the Green Goblin, after getting hammered by Trump and Vance, traveled to the UK to get some lovin' from 008. And he got some lovin', all right. Lots of hugging, lots of smiles, lots of support, lots of money. That's right. The UK, they are giving Zelensky 2.6 billion pounds as a loan. Loaning him 2.6 billion. Trump was right. The US gives money to Ukraine. Europe and the UK, they loan money to Ukraine. So 2.6 billion. And it is going to be secured by the Russian frozen assets. That's right. No need to worry, everybody living in the United Kingdom. The 2.6 billion to Elensky is safe and sound. It will be paid back because the collateral is in the form of Russian frozen assets in Brussels at Euroclear. Ah, those Russian frozen assets. They pay for everything, huh? All the money that Europe and the UK is loaning to Kiev is secured by the Russian frozen assets. All of it secured by those frozen assets in Brussels. So, Starmer said that all of the UK supports you. Mr. President Elensky, all of the UK is supporting you for as long as it takes, he said. Yeah, we're back to that one. For as long as it takes.
Full backing across the United Kingdom. And we stand with you, with Ukraine, for as long as it may take.
Today, Elensky is meeting with King Charles. And after his meeting with the King, he will be attending the UK-Europe-Ukraine summit, which has been organized by STARMER. And Elensky will be there. STARMER will be there. Macron will be there. Pirate Schultz will be there. Aye, aye, matey. I will be attending the UK-Europe summit. Anchors away, Pirate Schultz. Who else? Maloney. Maloney will be there. She attends all of the globalist meetings, Maloney. Did I say Ursula? Ursula, CEO, Rutte of NATO. And some other countries' leaders will be there. I believe Denmark, Norway, Sweden, Czech Republic. I think the foreign minister of Turkey is going to attend this meeting. Yeah, they're going to discuss Project Ukraine. Project Ukraine with The new reality of the Trump White House. What to do, how to take ownership of Project Ukraine, how to keep escalating with Russia, how to keep the war going. That's what they're going to discuss. How to get more money and more weapons to the Green Goblin. So, 3 countries that were not invited to this big event are Latvia, Estonia, and Lithuania. Yeah, they were snubbed, not invited by 008. Not important, according to the UK, not important to attend this very important summit in London. Very upset, the Baltic nations at the UK for not inviting them. They are very upset with 008. Oh, Trudeau's going to be there? Trudeau is also going to attend. All the cool kids will be in London trying to figure out what to do now that we have Trump in the White House and after that disaster meeting that took place in the Oval Office. What is Europe to do? How do they keep Project Ukraine going? That's what they're going to be talking about. So on the 6th of March, we will be having an EU event. And according to flip-flopper Macron, hundreds and hundreds of billions of euros will be given to Elensky. That is what flip-flopper Macron said. He's also hinting at calling Putin. Keep in mind, this is flip-flopper Macron. He's hinting at calling Putin, giving hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars to the Zelensky regime. And he is talking about building up an EU army, a European military. Nothing connected to NATO, according to Macron. Money needs to be spent on European defense without the US involvement, without NATO being involved. This is all coming from Emmanuel Macron. Hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars to Ukraine, billions and billions of dollars to build an EU army, ditching the United States, breaking free from the United States, but also calling up Putin. How is Europe going to do all of this? Don't know, don't care. don't care. Well, the money's going to be backed by the Russian frozen assets, of course, right? No need to worry. Zelensky's good for it. Ukraine is good for it because all the money is being backed by those Russian frozen assets. I have a feeling that when they open the vault for those Russian frozen assets, you know what I mean, when they open the vault, the digital vault, whatever, when they open up the vault to get at those Russian frozen assets, there's going to be nothing there. It's going to be a pile of IOUs, like in the movie Dumb and Dumber when they opened up the briefcase. Look, we're good for it, IOUs, you see. There's going to be a bunch of IOUs. That's what Russia's going to find. So yeah, there's going to be this big meeting on the 6th. And the word is that Hungary and Slovakia, they are going to be against more weapons and money to the Zelensky regime. Actually, Fico, he put out a statement yesterday, given everything that happened at the White House, saying that Slovakia's out. They are out of the Project Ukraine game. They are done with money to Zelensky. They're done with weapons to Zelensky. Fico put it all in a statement and said, we are officially out of Project Ukraine. Orban said that he's going to vote against all of these initiatives. And actually, Orban is calling for negotiations with Russia along the same lines as what Trump did with Russia by calling up Putin. Orban is saying that it's now time for Europe to talk to the Russians. No need to worry, Macron is going to call up Putin. Everything's going to be okay. Macron's going to give Putin a call. So we had an attempted attack on Turkstream yesterday. I believe it was yesterday, as Elensky was in the White House. Some drones went to knock out Turkstream, and the Russian air defense system knocked out the drones. This angered Hungary because they rely on Turkstream, and the Hungarian Foreign Minister Peter Szijjártó, he put out a statement saying an attack on Turkstream is an attack on our energy security, and that is in effect an attack on Hungary's sovereignty. Lavrov called up his Turkish counterpart, the foreign minister, and told Turkey that they need to do something. They need to say something about these attacks on Turkstream from Ukraine. The Russian military, they hit a Ukraine military testing ground. I was going to say a training facility, a testing ground in Dnipropetrovsk. According to the Russian Ministry of Defense, they hit this testing ground with Iskander missiles, annihilating 150 Ukraine soldiers, as well as, I believe the statement said, 30 foreign instructors. It's a lot of foreign instructors, 30 foreign instructors annihilated, according to the Russian Ministry of Defense. So I think we have a leader of the free world, everybody. I think we have a new leader of the free world. Well, it's down to two. I think we have two candidates to take over for the U.S. president, for President Trump, for the United States, to lead the collective West and to lead the free world. I mentioned yesterday in my video update how Kaja Kallas, stunning and brave foreign minister of the European Union, Kaja Kallas, she made the announcement that the United States of America is fired. They have been fired as leader of the free world, as declared by stunning and brave Kaja Kallas, who also, by the way, not only wants to take on and destroy Russia, but she also wants to take on and destroy China. So the European Union, under the foreign ministry leadership of Kaja Kallas, is opening up a three-front war. They're going up against a three-front conflict. They're going up against Russia. They would like to go up against China. And why not to the United States while you're at it? Telling you, man. Telling you, the U.S. is in big trouble. The U.S. is in big, big trouble. Russia, big, big trouble. China, better start preparing, China, because Kaja Kallas, she's coming to get you. She is coming to get you. Once she's done with Russia and the United States, China's next. Or maybe she's going to take on, once she's done with Russia, maybe she'll take on China and the United States at the same time. Who knows? Who knows how they're going to plan all of this out. But yeah, the United States is no longer the leader of the free world. And the one leader, the one candidate that everyone is talking about is BlackRock Merz. Ukrainians are very excited. The Banderites, very excited about BlackRock Merz to take over as leader of the free world. Of course, Merz has been talking about getting those long-range Taurus missiles to Ukraine, so that's helping him out as far as becoming the leader of the free world. He's getting a lot of support because of his policy to escalate with Russia and to send the Taurus long-range missiles to the Zelensky regime. And you also have Annalena 360. Two German politicians to take over as leader of the free world. Annalena, she made her case yesterday in a speech where she talked about how a ruthless time has begun. A ruthless time has begun. That was Annalena 360's speech yesterday. According to Politico, Europe must show leadership against Trump's ruthlessness, Baerbock says. A ruthless time has begun, in which we must defend the rules-based international order and the strength of law more than ever against the power of the strongest, Baerbock said. Baerbock also issued a direct warning regarding the shifting rhetoric in Washington. We can never accept a reversal of perpetrator and victim, she said. Such a reversal would mean the end of international law, and with it, the security of most states. And in the long run, it would also be fatal for the future of the United States. Fatal for the future of the United States. It's quite a warning, quite a warning from Annalena. What did the Green Goblin tell Trump the other day? You will feel it. You will feel it. He said, you will feel it. You will feel my influence. Isn't that what he said? He said, you will feel it, and then you will feel it in my influence. Something weird like that. That was his threat to the United States and to Trump, and that just set Trump off. Don't tell us how we're going to feel, he said. Who are you to tell us how we're going to feel? But Elensky said it. You will feel it. You have a notion, but you will feel it, Mr. President. Annalena is now saying that it would be fatal for the future of the United States. Wow. Fatal. I would say there's another candidate to be leader of the free world. I think 008. He's being overlooked. I think he should be considered for leader of the free world. The UK is absolutely taking charge of Project Ukraine. No doubt about it. No doubt about it that Keir Starmer, he is stepping up. He's stepping up to the plate, and he is saying, let me take over this bad boy, this project. I can handle it because I'm 008, licensed to bore you. He's not afraid of hugging Elensky. He's living dangerously. Keir Starmer, living dangerously, hugging Elensky, not worried at all about the Elensky curse. So that was Annalena sending out a warning to the world, to the United States, to President Donald J. Trump. A ruthless time has begun. I think this speech from Annalena is going to be up there. It's going to be up there along with the speech that J.D. Vance gave at Munich. And maybe the speech from Annalena is even better than Putin's 2007 Munich Security Conference speech. It just might be better than Putin's speech at Munich. That's how important of a speech it was from 360. So Waltz, the NSA chief, he gave an interview to Breitbart, and he explained what happened at the White House with Elensky, the meltdown of the Green Goblin in the Oval Office. That sounds like a movie, huh? The Green Goblin meltdown in the Oval Office. Waltz told Breitbart that he had to go to Elensky's team and tell them that they had to leave. Him and Rubio, they had to go. After everything that happened, he went to the team and said, you guys have to go. And Elensky didn't want to leave. Zelensky didn't quite understand what was going on. No deal was signed. I don't think I mentioned that yesterday. There was no deal that was signed, the minerals deal. Waltz told Breitbart that the U.S. president knows when to walk away from a deal, and he's walking away from the rare earth minerals deal. They told Zelensky and his entourage that they had to exit. Rubio told CNN that Zelensky wasted everyone's time. That is what he said. Zelensky wasted everyone's time. And And he also said that Elensky should apologize, but Elensky refuses to apologize. He went out to Fox News and said, I am not going to apologize. Apologize for what? No need to apologize. NBC, according to their sources in the White House, they claim that White House officials have called Elensky, get this, a petulant child. That is what they are calling Elensky, a petulant child. I think that's pretty accurate. You want to hear what Maria Zakharova had to say about the event? One second, let me pull up her quote. She talks about the Elensky meltdown and Zakharova also talks about how Europe, with the exception of Orban and Fico, decided to back up Ukraine instead of the United States of America. Here's what Zakharova said. Everyone should realize how unambiguous such outbursts from the terrorist leader sound, she said in a statement on Telegram. According to the diplomat, in the current, increasingly deteriorating political conditions for the Kiev regime, Elensky is unable to show a sense of responsibility and is therefore obsessed with continuing the war, rejecting peace, which for him would be like death. Which for him would be like death, she said. Zakharova described Trump's reprimand of Elensky at the White House as a sobering dressing down, unprecedented in international politics and diplomacy. She asserted that this incident also highlights the political weakness and profound moral degradation of European leaders who continue to back Elensky, whom she categorized as insane and disconnected from reality. Insane and disconnected from reality. Insane in the membrane. Disconnected from reality, huh? That's what Zakharova said. She's right. She is right. I don't think anyone has ever seen anything like what we saw at the White House. Musk posted on X that he agrees with the United States leaving NATO and the UN. So Gunter Eagleman posted it's time to leave NATO and the UN, and Elon Musk replied to this post, or quoted this post, writing, I agree. That's what he said, I agree. I don't think the US is going to leave NATO. I don't see that happening. But the US is upset. The Trump White House is upset, as they should be, because Europe decided to choose Ukraine over the United States. Unbelievable. It really is unbelievable, Europe choosing Ukraine over the US. But there you have it. The Financial Times, which is a British publication, right? Financial Times is UK-based, if I'm not mistaken. They ran an article saying that the US is now the enemy of the West. That is what the Financial Times is saying. The US, the United States of America, is now the enemy of the West. We're living in crazy land. We are living in crazy land. So that's what the Financial Times decided to run with. Rutte, the CEO of NATO, he's begging Elensky to make up with Trump because he's the CEO of NATO and his business depends on the United States. So he's telling Elensky, come on, Green Goblin. Just say you're sorry. Just say you're sorry and let's not lose our number one customer, NATO's number one client. Romania is going to be at this London, Europe, Ukraine summit. They're one of the countries that's going to be represented. Not sure by who, but they're going to be there. They've got a big NATO base being built. The biggest NATO base is going to be built in Romania. Big protests there yesterday. very big protests in support of Călin Georgescu. And he spoke at these protests. The protesters, from what I understand, they want the elections to resume from round 2. They don't want the whole thing annulled and canceled and starting over. And obviously, they're against Georgescu's arrest and the possibility that they might go after him and bar him from the elections. The protesters, they want the elections to start at round 2. We had round 1. We have the candidates to go into round 2. And the people of Romania are saying, let's just finish the elections from round 2. And they're right. They're absolutely right. Not an EU flag in sight at these protests. A lot of people. I'm not sure how many people were there, but it looked like 100,000, I don't know, 50,000, 100,000, maybe more. Huge crowds in Bucharest. So should we do some clown worlds? Wrap this video up. Maybe we can talk a little bit more about Annalena 360. Could possibly be the leader of the free world, Annalena 360. We are getting reports that the European Union is looking to create their own Starlink. They're freaked out that one of the things that the Trump White House might do, given the petulant child, Elensky, and the disrespect that he showed to President Trump, Vice President Vance in the United States, is that Musk might cut off Starlink. And the European Union is very afraid of Starlink being cut off. EU to help Ukraine replace Musk's Starlink. That is what Politico is saying. And the reason I bring up Annalena is because Starlink does have a European replacement. It's called Annalena Link. Annalena Link. It's 360 Mbps download speeds, and it's 720 Mbps upload speeds. Annalena Link. That's right. The rival to Starlink, Elon Musk. You should be very afraid because Annalena Link is awesome, man. It is awesome. Developed by Annalena Baerbock. 360 download, 720 upload. The only problem with Annalena Link is that the pages just keep on turning and turning and turning. The web pages that you download, it just keeps on turning in a circle, 360, turning and turning and turning and turning. That's a bad joke. That's a bad joke. There's no Annalena Link. I'm just making that up. But the story about replacing Starlink is true. The European Union is very worried about Starlink being cut off. And they do have a program coming from Germany, according to Politico, which will be ready. It's the Iris, it's like the Iris Squared program or Iris 2 satellite program. And it should be ready by 2030, according to Politico. If I remember the article, it said 2030, the Iris 2 satellite system to rival Starlink will be ready. Tree of Peace. Tree of Peace. All right. So that's one clown world. Another clown world is that Elensky's production studio, where he got his start in politics, really, because that's where the show Servant of the People was produced. That's where Kolomoisky bankrolled the whole thing, and and propped up the show and promoted the show. And then they created the Servant of the People political party. His studio, called Kvartal 95, they posted on Instagram a response to the Trump White House meeting, mocking President Trump. And what they posted is an image of a piano with the letters Trump. You can see the image right now on your screen. A way for Elensky's ex-production studio to mock Trump. That's what's going on here. That's what was posted on Kvartal 95's Instagram page. A piano with the words Trump. You have no cards, said President Trump. You have no cards. Hey, I don't play cards, Mr. President. I play piano. You want to see? I will play piano. No, everyone in the White House. No. Put your pants back on. Put your pants back on. Okay. I thought you want to see me play piano. I don't know. No. Yeah. That's what Kvartal 95 posted. And they're not apologizing, man. You notice that? They're doubling and tripling, quadrupling down. Zelensky's doubling down. The Europeans doubling down. Keir Starmer doubling down. Baerbock quadrupling down. Kvartal 95 doubling down. No one is apologizing. No one is apologizing for this. They really believe that Europe is going to be able to pick up the slack and to take over for the United States when it comes to Project Ukraine. They really believe that. Boy, are they mistaken and misinformed in a big way if they believe that Europe can handle Project Ukraine. Maybe by 2050, Europe may be ready to handle Project Ukraine, but right now, the UK has what, 40 tanks, 500 horses? Man. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if Starmer and Macron, I would not be surprised if they decided to send troops to Ukraine. Even after everything that's happened, I would not be surprised if they said, you know what? Let's send troops to Ukraine and let's call Trump's bluff. They may be thinking this. There are reports saying that Starmer and Macron are putting together another plan to present to Trump so that he can be involved in Project Ukraine. Once again, with security guarantees and stuff like this. So they're not giving up on trying to trick Trump into getting bogged down in Project Ukraine. But I would not be surprised if Keir Starmer said, send 3,000 troops to Ukraine. Just send them. I don't care what Trump told me. I don't care what happened at the White House with Elensky. Send those troops. They're going to be tripwire. When something happens to them, I'm confident that the United States will come to our aid. He may be betting on this. And since we're talking about betting, Polymarket, they put out a chart saying Elensky puts on a suit by next Friday. And they have the chances of that happening. And the chances have gone way, way down. Way down. I think they're going to go up, actually. I think in about a month or two. I'm betting against Polymarket, and I'm saying that Zelensky is going to put on a suit and tie. I can feel it. He's going to pull a Jelani. That's what he's going to do. He's going to pull a reverse Jelani. It's a reverse Jelani, right? That's what he's going to do, because Zelensky went from a suit to the green t-shirt costume, where Al-Jelani went from the green costume to the suit. So Zelensky's gonna go full circle. He's gonna go full circle and back to the suit. That's my prediction. We'll see. So let's go this way. Anyway, that's the video, everybody. theduran.locals.com. We are on Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Telegram, Rockfin, and X. Go to the Duran shop. Pick up some merch like what I'm wearing in this video update. The link is in the description box down below. Take care.